One of the most important strategy which was made National Action Plan. We had to launch another strategy which is called Azm-e-Pakistan.
Well, I can only wish good luck to the framers of this strategy, but I doubt. You have to set the house in order. You need to provide the necessary resources, and then if there is no delivery, then some heads must roll. Indian footprint was there.
Indian footprints were therein.
So there was enough evidence for that. As far as MI6 or others are concerned,
There have been reports
there are countries who join hands.
to that extent that there was involvement of MI6.
So there was a lot of infiltration within the police as well, no doubt.
Infiltration of what?
Infiltration of the terrorists
Terrorists into the police ranks.
into the police rank.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello and welcome to program Insight in B News English Pakistan. So if we are talking about Pakistan should move quickly towards economic development, towards industrial development, Pakistan may get foreign investment, Pakistan may become a hub for foreign tourists, for domestic tourists, and many other indicators in the society, foreign investment, then economic development, then Pakistan should be hub for information technology and many other fields. And if you're talking about economic development, socio-economic development, and infrastructure development, the point that comes to our mind is peace, security. On the other hand, Pakistan is currently witnessing one of the worst wave of terrorism. There are terrorist attacks from across Afghanistan border, and almost every day, Pakistani security forces are encountering with the militants from the other side of the border. So what is the number one history and the origin of terrorism in Pakistan, how it could be overcome? And when we are talking about urban terrorism, it is the job of the police to combat along with the crimes. But police doesn't have that capability to fight this terrorism. About terrorism, police reforms, how to combat crimes in our society, we have with us today Dr. Shoaib Sadal. Dr. Shoaib Sadal Saab is a former Intelligence Bureau Chief, and he has served as the Police Chief, Inspector General of Police in Balochistan and in Sindh, and he has also served as Federal Tax Ombudsman. In addition to this, currently he is also holding an important position, a Supreme Court one-man commission on minorities. Dr. Shoaib Sadal Saab, very warm welcome to program Insight. So tell us, our viewers, very precisely, that what is the origin and history of terrorism in Pakistan?
Well, terrorism is not something new in Pakistan. It has been there, sometimes because of religious reasons.
Religious reasons.
Sometimes because of political reasons. Sometimes because of, intervention from outside the country. So there have been different...
multiple reasons.
Multiple reasons and multiple facets. So, but I think the most difficult challenge that we were confronted with is the challenge of terrorism that we faced in Karachi. So, and that was in late 1980s, 1990s.
And it was with intensity, exactly.
Yeah, well,
yes.
Daily,
almost
scores of people were killed. So
one of the biggest, I still remember, Bori Bazaar bomb blast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And many policemen were also, they sacrificed their lives every day.
That was linked to Afghanistan war?
No, it was
Afghan jihad.
Local issue.
Local issues.
Yeah, it was a local political issue. So that was peculiar to Karachi. But thank God we were able to
Overcome it.
When I went to Karachi, even police stations were closed to public.
Police stations were closed to public. Reason?
Yeah. Reason being that the policemen were,
Scared?
Scared, and they were only having a watch at the rooftops, just ensuring the security of the police station. Otherwise, no business with the public. So,
since your days, Karachi is still confronting with lawlessness, terrorism, and everything.
Those days, when I landed at Karachi airport, you can imagine the situation that the police vehicle that came to, escort me from the airport to the police club, it did not have any policeman. It was having FC.
It was a police vehicle having FC.
FC. So when I reached police club, I asked the SP headquarters. I said, "Where is the police?" And he said, "Sir, they cannot be trusted."
They cannot be trusted.
They cannot be trusted. So
police cannot be trusted.
Yeah,
so
I looked at him and I said, "Okay, from tomorrow morning, you send any 4 or 5 policemen without any, pick and choose. And if I am here because my time is over, so let it be that way. But I would never have an escort from, any other force except the police." And that's how the day started. So there was a lot of infiltration within the police as well, no doubt.
Infiltration of what?
Infiltration of the terrorists.
Terrorists into the police ranks.
Into the police rank. So much so that even in my office, after a few weeks, one gentleman was arrested. He had committed 22 murders.
And he was a policeman.
He was a policeman, and he was there just for keeping watch on the movement of the, police chief.
My
Karachi.
So this was the situation. You landed in Karachi.
This was the situation. And
then what happened under your command then?
Thankfully, because I started visiting every police station, discussing issues with them, raising their morale, which was absolutely at the bottom, and telling them that, look, if your time is over, no one can, save you. But otherwise, you have to
perform your duties.
Perform, and you have to be bold enough to handle this challenge. And I'm very grateful to the Karachi police, in fact, that they, came up to the challenge. And, in 6 months' time, the killing rate in Karachi, which was, 30, 40 every day, on average, came down to zero.
Came down to zero.
Zero. And even people from foreign countries, they started visiting us, just studying what had happened.
So what had happened? It was police strong oversight?
It was, the
reforms.
Leadership. It was trust of the force in the leadership. I had, totally open door policy, not only for the police, but the public as well. And ordinary policemen could meet me during the night as well. And
you have kept your doors open.
Yeah. And, sometimes even after midnight, a policeman would come and demand that he would like to see me. And my staff had the instructions that yes.
Yes.
Even if I had gone to bed. And that was the sort of
Reason.
administration and the leadership that changed things slowly and gradually. But 6 months is not a long time.
Exactly, it is
when
not
you are
that.
meeting such a challenge.
So, but coming back to this terrorism, militancy, extremisms, what were other factors which led to the rise in these trends in our society, ultimately disastrous for almost every sector of our society?
Well, look, if we go into those sort of reasons, obviously there were political reasons. There were reasons, which led to a sense of deprivation that people had exploited. That the due rights of for example, Urdu-speaking people, they were being denied, and
they took up arms.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is sort of a situation which you create to sort of send a message to everybody around that unless you rise up to this occasion, you will be finished. And so I then also started meeting the elders of the speaking community, and I would tell them
sought their opinion.
Very plainly and frankly that look, this is your city.
This is your city.
Yeah, this is your city. I have come here maybe for a year or so, and then I'll go back. But you are going to live here. And where would be any jobs left if this state of law and order continues? There will be no foreign visitors, nothing of the sort. Everything ultimately will come to a standstill. And this message also started having a
positive effects.
Positive effect. And I must not say this, but let me. In one of the meetings with the elders,
in
Karachi, obviously, and particularly in the central city, which was hub of terrorism. I still remember an old man, who started bitterly weeping. And out of control, sort of uncontrollably. So he said, Mr. DIG, you don't know what sort of difficulties we are faced with. We have no money, if we have a morning breakfast, we are not sure if we will be able to get evening meal or, And he said, you should believe me that there are houses where even our young daughters, they have started going to other activities. Just
immoral activities.
Just to earn money. Get some money to keep the house going.
Unbelievable.
Household. So I
this was another darker side of the story.
Yeah. So I told him, I said, look, things will be all right.
You gave them hope, confidence.
You just gave me one promise that you will not give any protection to the terrorists. You leave the terrorists to us, and as far as your jobs are concerned, working of your daughters and sisters and whatnot is concerned, these things will be okay.
Okay. You said that there have been external elements as well.
Yeah.
There have been several media reports even at that time that British MI6 have been involved in law and order situation in Karachi openly. Then Indian law used to have its footprints over there. then several other intelligence agencies. Tell us to
Indian
what extent these stories
Indian
were true.
footprint was there.
Indian footprints were
Yeah.
therein.
There was enough evidence for that. But as far as MI6 or others are concerned, there was no clear evidence. Although,
There have been reports.
Reports and, there are countries who join hands, especially in intelligence matters. And they are always sharing intelligence. So to that extent, yes.
To that extent that there was involvement of MI6.
Yeah. I mean, they share intelligence. So
they do share
so that intelligence is helpful.
That MI6 is involved. So later on, you have also assumed the responsibilities of Intelligence Bureau Chief. It is always said that the timely sharing of intelligence between the federal agencies and the provincial law enforcement agencies is not made or established. To what extent it is true, and how to improve the timely intelligence sharing to combat terrorism, because intelligence is a vital force or information as far as detecting and then acting against terrorists before they strike.
Well, intelligence is the most critical lifeline
Exactly.
of any police service
True.
in the world. So, yes, we are a federal state. And in any federal state, there are problems. Because, provinces, they always feel that, law and order is their responsibility. And the federation should not pose their noise. Knows too much.
Too much. Because law and order is a provincial matter.
Yeah, provincial matter. But the problem with this theory is that if the whole country is being affected, and
with one issue, then federal government had to intervene.
So then I think the provinces need to understand that at the end of the day, what is more important is the country.
Exactly, the peace, the security. Exactly,
not one particular state or province of the country. Yeah. So while yes, ordinarily the constitutional arrangement should always be respected and it should be met. But if, for example, provinces are not sharing intelligence, then no federation in the world is like that. Where provinces start, keeping everything to their chest and
do not share anything with the federal agencies.
Even in confederations, there are certain
parameters, rules
which are shared.
Exactly, the information is shared. So that's true. While you were over there have been numerous operations in Karachi. And one of the most popular story was that Karachi was made Janapur. A conspiracy was detected. Was that story true?
Well, Janapur story had surfaced before I landed there. But the evidence...
But this story rocked the country at that time.
Yeah, but the evidence that I also happened to go through, there was, certainly some sense in that theory.
Certainly?
Some sense in that theory.
Okay, in that theory.
Yeah. So,
and it was timely foiled?
Yeah, it was timely filed, and that is why the peace was restored. Yeah, I was there on 2 occasions. First as
DIG,
as police chief of Karachi, and secondly as Inspector General Police of Sindh.
Exactly.
Yeah, so But the main issues that our systems are confronted with are different. They are rule of law. Having a police force which can deliver rule of law.
Its prime responsibility is to deliver, exactly. To protect citizens.
Even whatever rights are given to us by our constitution, our fundamental rights,
True.
They have no meaning if your justice system is not up to the mark.
This is the essence of everything you have disclosed, that the justice system is most important. While you were DIG Karachi.
Most important.
Exactly. People's Party was in power and there was, yes.
You have to invest in police. You have to invest in your prosecution service. You have to invest in your judiciary. You have to invest in your prisons because these components together form the total justice system.
Who creates impediment in these all things in the police?
Well, if, for example, our recruitments are not on merit,
True.
If the administration of the components of the justice system are interfered with.
True.
There is too much meddling. If the rogue elements within the system remain above the law, then you cannot have an output which is acceptable to the society, because society wants that justice system must deliver under all circumstances.
So Balochistan is also facing trouble. There are militant organizations openly operating, BLA, BNA, then TTP, not only in Balochistan and KP. How all of a sudden these militant organizations made their footprints over there? They come from Afghanistan, carry out strikes over there, and then go back, and Pakistan used to convey its concern to Afghanistan government even before Taliban. But Kabul's attitude and response, whether it is Taliban administration or the previous administration, has been very cold. Why it is so?
Well, it has a long history, as you know. Afghanistan was the only country at the time of our independence in 1947 which voted against Pakistan. So it is unfortunate.
Despite brotherly and Muslim country.
Yeah, and as you say, that we are Muslims, we are neighbors, we have so much in common, but yet this was the beginning, unfortunately. And then...
which is still continuing.
That has not so far, been contained fully. Unless that is contained and unless we start living as neighborly brothers and sisters. I've been involved in some track 2, dialogues with Afghanistan. Much of what I felt, honestly, was based on, not facts, but
misunderstandings.
Misunderstandings and propaganda by our, hostile agencies and so on. But I think our future lies in staying, above these things. And we hosted the largest number of refugees for so many years.
Exactly.
You know, and at a very heavy cost to us.
They got right to health, right to live, right to business, right to education, and almost everything.
And no other country in the world would give you that much facilities that we provided. Yet, unfortunately, we have not been able to bridge the differences. But we need to continue the effort because we are, come what may, we can't change the borders.
One of the most important strategy which was made, National Action Plan. So what happened with that plan? Why we have been unable to implement some of the key conditions, some of the key points of National Action Program? Ultimately, we had to launch another strategy which is called Istehkam-e-Pakistan.
Well,
your thoughts?
Well, to be honest, the National Action Plan, I was not sure whether it was a well thought out plan. For example, it did say criminal justice reform as part of the plan. But
that was done?
Criminal justice reform was mentioned at the end.
At the end.
Though it should be, in my view, at the beginning. Because nothing can sort of work without an efficient and effective criminal justice system. So, but then even many other elements of the justice system, they were not fully implemented. So if you have a very good plan and you don't implement it, then...
it was the failure on political side?
Obviously. Again, our federal system, where provinces are fighting with each other all the time.
On the issue of rights and autonomy.
Yeah, and some are misconceived sort of issues which are fed into the minds of people by our hostile friends. So I only wish that whatever plan we thrash out, we try to implement that plan, and then not only implement but try to improve it as we progress. That is not the case in our. And then the important aspect is the accountability.
Accountability.
You need to provide the necessary resources, and then if there is no delivery, then some heads must roll. Without that, I don't think you can.
So what about this? We are moving close to our program. What about this Istehkam-e-Pakistan campaign, which is not an operation but another strategy campaign to overcome this rising militancy and terrorism? So do you think?
Well, I can only wish good luck to the framers of this strategy, but I doubt, to be honest, because you have to set the house in order in so many different aspects. If for example, the jobs are not given
to the right people,
on merit, then
problems will arise.
Our youngsters
will feel deprivation. Exactly.
They would like to run away from the country. We are a strange country that we spend a lot of our resources, which at times we don't have, yet we spend on our youth. And when they reach certain levels, they leave the country and they go elsewhere and support their economies, at the expense of the economy of this poor country.
How to bridge gap between public and the police? which has been since long, really. People's confidence, trust has never been established on police.
Well, it is doable.
It is doable.
It is doable. So when we came up with a blueprint of reforms during General Musharraf's time, we had started making some progress. But then, unfortunately, without implementing the plan properly, we started having hundreds of what they call, intrusions in those reforms, amendments.
Interferences, intrusions, amendments.
Yeah. So no plan can work.
At whose behest it was done?
Well, the politicians. Because unfortunately, our politicians feel that the recruitment, postings, transfers, promotions should be with them.
Police promotion, transfer should...
They have to say, no, it is not our business. But if you do wrong things, by you I mean the police officers.
The police officer.
Then we will go for stringent possible accountability. But our people who are at the helm of affairs, they are normally busy in, taking the culprits out of the, clutches, if there are any clutches of the system. So they are there to support the, wrongdoers. So no support for the wrongdoers and full, backup for the right doers. So that is the change which we need. If that change is not there, we won't make much headway.
Last, how Pakistan could be made peaceful, tolerant, stable, terrorism and militancy free?
It can be made by, as I said, simple, by reinventing your criminal justice system.
Reinventing the criminal justice system.
Yeah, that is the core requirement.
Who will do this? Judiciary?
We have to
bureaucracy?
We have to do it. If you say specifically, the government in power has to do it.
Government in the power has to do.
Whichever government is there. And if one government is after another party and when the other party comes, they are after the first party, that is wasting resources, wasting time and leading to, more trouble, more sort of, you can say, uneasiness in the country and people having no sort of faith in the system and no faith in the future of the country. So we have to stop all this.
We have to stop these all things. And if Pakistan has to be made a country with rule of law, if Pakistan is a country with neutral, competent police, the policemen who are appointed on merit without any political backing, and one of the far most important thing is delivery of justice to every common man. This is the gist of the conversation with
strict accountability.
And strict accountability. If things are not delivered, then there should be strict accountability. Thank you so much indeed, Dr. Shoaib Sadal Sahab.
Thank you.
One of the most prominent former police officer of Pakistan who has worked very, very hard in police reforms and criminal justice system. And he made several reports related to the criminal justice system. These reports are still in pending, need implementation. Once again, Dr. Shoaib Sadal Sahab, thank you so much for talking to Insight in V News English Pakistan. Till our next program, goodbye and Allah Hafiz from studios.